Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, deliver us from the wicked one.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from the wicked one.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is, oh yeah, the kingdom and the power and the glory, oh yeah, forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in Shemu'იმ. All praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bashem, Hamashiach, Wamalak, Yahweh Shai. You are live and direct once again with your Akazaki Yahu, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom wa Baruchim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day when the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant, back in our own land with a heart of flesh and no more a heart of stone, with our enemies, our adversaries, and all those who hate us under our feet. Hallelujah. All praises to the Almighty Yah.
So be it. Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed. I'm joined this afternoon by my most esteemed Akinanaya. Shabbat Shalom, Aki.
Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Shabbaton Yasharal. Call Halal Yahweh. Bahashem Hamashiach wa Malak. Yahweh Shah. Barakatam.
Yes, indeed. All praises. First, happy Sabbath. And then all praises to the Most High Yahweh in the name of his beloved Son, Yahweh Shai, the Messiah and King. Bless you. Yes, indeed. It is another Sabbath Yom. All praises to the Most High for another Sabbath Yom. And we are back again with another scripture study. All praises to the Most High. I don't know about you, but man, I'm feeling great this Sabbath Yom. I'm thankful to the Abba for another Sabbath, and just giving praises, honor, and all the esteem to the power of Israel. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I was lucky. I'm on that. Let me jump to the KJV right quick. We got scriptures on deck as well. We're gonna jump into. We in the second book of Shemu'ėl, second Shemu'ėl Bête, chapter number 1. Dawid learns of Shaul's death. All right, let's get to it. Verse 1. Now it came to pass after the death of Shaul that Dawid was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and Dawid had abode 2 days in Ziklag. And it came even to pass on the third day that, behold, a man came out of the camp of Shaul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to Dawid, that he fell to the earth and did obeisance. So he came up and showed Dawid reverence, or this is a little bit past a salute. This is he actually went prostrate to Dawid. Verse 3. And Dawid said unto him, From where cometh you? And he said unto him, Out of the camp of Israel I am escaped. And Dawid said unto him, How went the matter? I pray you, tell me. And he answered, That the people are fled from the battle, and many of the people also are fallen and dead. And Shaul and Jonathan, his son, are dead also. So remember, Jonathan was Dawid's dear friend. They sincerely loved each other like brothers, like they came from the same mother, sincerely. Verse 5. And Dawid said unto the young man that told him, How knoweth you that Shaul and Jonathan his son be dead? How you know that? Where you get that from? You see it yourself? Verse 6. And the young man had told Slacky, and the young man that told him said, As I happened upon by chance upon Gilboa, behold, Shaul leaned upon his spear, and lo, the chariot of horsemen followed hard after him. So Shaul trying to escape, and the chariot of horsemen, they in pursuit. Verse 7. And when he looked behind him, he saw me, and called unto me, and I answered him, Here I am. And he said to me, Who are you? And I answered, I am an Amalekite. And he said unto me again, Stand, I pray you, upon me, and slay me, for astonish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. It's like, somehow I survived all of this, and I need you to take me out of here, because this thing has gotten crazy. Verse 10. So I stood upon him and slew him. Oh, Slacky, my bad. Let me back up. Right before we get to verse 10. It makes sense now. Let me back up. He said, verse 8, and he said to me, Who are you? And I answered, I am an Amalekite. This is who Dawid just returned from fighting. So he just killed a whole bunch of these. And then he's, verse 9, he's telling him, Stand, I pray you, upon me. Stand, I pray you, upon me, and slay me, for astonished is come upon me, because my life is not yet whole in me. Because my life is yet whole in me, Slacky. So Dawid is telling Shaul is telling him that I'm still living. I still have life in me, and yet I've been horribly maimed, and I need to die. And so he's telling him, put me out of my misery. He's asking him to kill him. And verse 10, so I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown and put it up on his head, and the bracelets that was on his arm, I brought them thither unto my master. Now it makes sense why when he see Dawid, he goes completely prostrate because he's a heathen, and that's what they. So that makes sense, lots of sense. Verse 11, and Dawid took hold of his clothes and rent them, and likewise all the men that were with him. Now, mind you, they had been pursued uh, by Shaul for a great time, and but yet Dawid's mind was that he was going to let the Most High deal with Shaul, and he wasn't going to deal with him with his own force. So he knew that this day was coming because he had said in the previous chapter, in the previous book, that this would be the case, that he would probably go to war and fall there. Verse 12, and they mourned and wept and fasted until even, and Shaul and Jonathan his son, for all the people of Yahweh, and for all the house, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. So they mourned for Shaul as well as Jonathan. These men, these great Benjamite, this Benjamite men. I want to say great Benjamite men, but these Benjamite men. Now, Jonathan was a great man. Jonathan was a very great man. He didn't cross any lines. Didn't do anything. We don't read anything in the text that said that Jonathan went off. It wasn't him that went into the village and killed priests and women and children. That was Shaul's doing. That was Shaul's command that happened. The pursuit of Dawid. Jonathan worked with Dawid to keep him safe from his father. So sadly, because of the wickedness of his father, Jonathan fell to a horrible death and a battle that he should have won, but it wasn't so. So continuing with verse 13. And Dawid said unto the young man that told him, where are you? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And Dawid said unto him, how was it you not afraid to stretch forth your hand and destroy Yahweh's anointed? Like, how are you going to put your hands on Shaul? Like, what was you thinking about? And Dawid called one of the young men and said, go near and fall upon him and smote him that he died. Like, put this guy to death, man. He got audacity coming out of land and put his hands on the king of Israel.
Come on.
Your mind?
And it's more to it than that, huh?
Yeah.
Dawid had a heart after the Most High.
Yeah.
He knows that the Most High has said that he will have war with Amalek. Right? And this is indeed, and this is why we hear in Psalm 139, Telahim 139, verse 21, it says, do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate you? Right. And am I not grieved with those that rise up against you? So, and then he says, I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. So, yeah, understanding that the Most High is going to have war with Amalek. Yeah. Dawid wasn't going to let this man go, like no matter what, you know?
Indeed. He'd probably done better saying I'm a son of Edom, but which would have been true. But no. So continuing here, verse 16. And Dawid said unto him, your blood be upon your head, for your mouth have testified against you, saying, I have slain Yahweh's anointed. So he took that as arrogance. He took that as him boasting about it. Like, yeah, he asked me to kill him, and so I did. And see, his puny mind thinking, you know, he was in pain and he was suffering. He said, you know, but this is king. This is king of Israel, and I'm just a low life Amalekite, and you know, he might not. He probably don't even know that his people attacked Israel coming out of Mizraim. You know, that's been a long time ago. That's been what, like 300-400 years ago, probably by now. I mean, it was 300 years when we were reading in Judges when when the cats came talking about you took my land.
Mm-hmm.
That was 300 years ago. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So you fast forward to this point in time, we're talking probably another 100 years, close to, I don't know, because I don't even know which judge that was the case. But it's some time has gone by. It's some pretty good time. So he probably don't even realize that Amalek, uh, you know, came against Israel, and he probably think we just neighbors or whatever. So continuing, Dawid, what is that? This rogues,
Dirge.
Dirge, Dirge, for Shaul and Jonathan. So I'm pretty sure this is him. You know, we'll get to it. Let's just read it. Verse 17. And Dawid lamented with his lamentation over Shaul and over Jonathan his son. Also, he bade them teaching the children of Israel of Yehuda to use the bow. Behold, it is written. It is written in the book of Yashar, and the beauty of Israel is slain upon the high places. How are the mighty men, are the mighty fallen? So yeah, these were especially Jonathan. You know, Jonathan was a great man, but it wasn't just him. There were, understand that he took the nation of Israel into this battle, and they were delivered unto the Philistines. And the Philistines not only did Shaul and Jonathan bad, there were a lot of death in that war.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say we lost that war, that battle. I should say, maybe not the war, but the battle. So I believe Dawid. Well, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I believe Dawid, didn't he have to pick up against the Philistines after this?
You know, it all runs together.
I can't recall, but let's continue. Let's continue. I'm just thinking out loud. Verse 20. Tell it not in Goth, and Goth. Publish it not in the streets of Ekron, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. So don't let it be known that you know, we had to lament and mourn our fallen in this situation, because they'll take that as a chance to you know, praise the fish deity that they worship, doggone heathens. Slacky. Verse 21. You mountain of Gilboa, let there be no dew, neither let there be rain upon you, nor fields of offering, for there is a shield of the mighty, and valley cast away, the shield of Shaul, as though he had not been anointed with oil. So yeah, this was the anointed. You know, even though he went off and did some terrible things, and the Most High was not dealing with him, you know, he still was the Most High's anointed. And verse 22, that shows us the humility of Dawid. You know, not only have an opportunity to take Shaul's life, who would have taken that opportunity in reverse, but he refused to let his hand be against him. And not only that, but to sincerely lament for Shaul. and to take the people into a lamentation. So Dawid is as the leader, he's setting the standard, and the people are following what he's setting. So they lament as he laments. All praises. That's a beautiful illustration uh, in Israel. Verse 22. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turn not back, and the sword of Shaul return not empty. So Shaul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and their deaths they were divided, and their swifters, and there were swifter than eagles, and stronger than lions. You daughters of Israel, weep over Shaul with clothes, who clothed you in scarlet and other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle, O Jonathan, that was slain in the high places. In the high places, yes. I am distressed for you, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant have you been unto me. Your love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. Don't mean they was gay. He
Right.
just said that they was brothers and that they sincerely cared about each other. You search your whole life to find a brother like this, because sometimes the brothers you're born with, the brothers you raised in the house with, when you get to be an adult, you don't even want to see them no more. But in this case, Dawid and Jonathan shared an authentic bond that was grand. And I know in this society we go, oh, no, that wasn't what it was. Verse 27. How are the mighty?
Salakia, just one quick point. How could their love surpass that of a woman? You got to think about it. Jonathan pretty much saved Dawid's life. Like one time, Jonathan put himself aside, knowing that Dawid was going to be the king. Jonathan was okay. It would have been. I don't think any of us could have questioned Jonathan or been like, you did something wrong had he followed along with his dad, because that's just so normal for us to follow after our father's footsteps. Right. But his love surpassed the love of women that he pushed Dawid ahead of him,
Yeah. Knowing that Dawid was going to ascend to the throne, and that meant that he was not. But he was cool with that. He's like, let it be so. I'm perfectly fine wherever I end up. But I'm sure he didn't know he was going to be, suffer this horrible death at the hand of the Philistines. But
right, unfortunately, that's the point that Dawid is making. Surpassing the love of women.
Right, indeed. Verse 27. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished? So let's continue here. Yeah, it's sad though. It's honestly sad because I think about all the good things and all of the Jonathan we read a few weeks ago. Him and his armor bearer took a whole garrison of Philistines, and they took them and they just gave up. They didn't even want to fight. They just, yeah, okay, you got us, you win, and that's it. So, that tells you what kind of man this was. This was a man of the Most High. This was not a man of men. This was a man of that the Most High was with him. So, continue in chapter 2, 2 Shemu'ėl Bête, chapter 2. Dawid made king over Yehuda. So it looks like he did take Yehuda at the beginning, and later on, the rest of tribes joined along. Verse 1. And it came to pass after this that David inquired of Yahweh, saying, Shall I go up unto any of the cities of Yehudah? And Yahweh said unto him, Go up. And David said, Whither shall I go? And he said, Unto Hebron. Now again, I always try to take something from the text that we read. We don't just read this and say, "Oh, we read the scripture, it was it was good." It's more to that. It's something to learn in every you know what I'm saying, in every line almost. So what I'm seeing here, what we see here in the continuing theme that David has shown us is to always seek after the Most High. And it came to pass after this that David inquired of Yahweh, asked him, should he go up to any of the cities of Yehudah? And Yahweh told him, Go up. And David said, Where shall I go? So not only did he ask him, should I go up? When he received the confirmation, then he asked, Where do you want me to go? So he made it a point to seek Yahweh at every opportune time. And it's always appropriate to seek Yahweh. It's never inappropriate to seek Yahweh. So I just wanted to hit on that point. Continuing verse 2. So David went up thither, and his two wives also. I forgot her name.
That is
Ahinoam. Okay, my bad. And the Israelites and Abigail, Nabal's former wife. Nabal is dead. He's a fool and he's dead. The Carmelite. I don't know why they kept putting that in there. They should have left that out because that's not his wife anymore. And I don't like the way they try. It's like they're trying to implicate him in something else. But continue with verse 3. And his men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelled in the city of Hebron. So now they're taking that particular city. Verse 4. And the men of Yehudah came, and they anointed David king over the house of Yehudah. And they told David, saying that the man of Yabesh Gilead were they that buried Shaul. So the men of Yabesh Gilead were the men that buried Shaul. And David sent messengers unto the men of Yabesh Gilead, and said unto them, Barak be you of Yahweh. So in Hebrew, that would be what? Barakatai, what? I don't want to say. I'm messing up.
Barak Yahweh. No, Yahweh Barakatai, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Barakatai. That's what I was. Look, I'm saying I'm messing up. I can't even get it out. I'm trying to make it as difficult as possible. Yeah, so Barak, Yahweh Barakatai. That you be shown this kindness unto your master, even unto Shaul, and have buried him. And now Yahweh show kindness and truth unto you, and also will require you this kindness, because you have done this thing. Therefore, now let your hands be strengthened, and be you valiant, for your master Shaul is dead, and also the house of Yehudah have anointed me king over them. So now he's the king of Yehudah, the fourth tribe. And dare I say the tribe of kings. And dare I say probably the most, I'm not going to say the most desired tribe, but a lot of people want to be Yehudah. So, yeah. Anyway, continuing. Ishbansheth made king over Israel. Ishbansheth. Ishbosheth. I don't remember him. He probably didn't have a long reign, but let's read it. Verse 8. Now Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Shaul's host, took Ishbosheth, the son of Shaul, and brought him over to Manahama,
Mahanaim.
My gracious. I'm butchering this. My apologies. Verse 9. And made him king over Gilead, and over the Ashurites, and over Yezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. And Ishbosheth, Shaul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Yehuda followed David. So for 2 years. So it's remember now. Remember the context here, because it's easy to get lost or easy to forget. Shemu'ėl came to Elder Jesse's house and looked at all his Yeladim, all his children, and when he saw David, he was told to anoint him king of Israel. David joined the army of Israel, and before he joined the army, he took the head of Goliath of Gath and brought it to Jerusalem, and with his sword and his shield, I believe, and ended up at disfavor with Shaul, who sought to kill him for an extended period of time. Shaul, since then, has died, and the children of Yehuda, or Yehoiada, have anointed David king of Yehuda, and Shaul's son is now king in Israel, and he has been king for 2 years. So David was anointed to be king, but it did not come immediately. It didn't even come in the short time. I mean, I'm not going to take a guess at how many years this is, but it's been a while. This has been a long while that David has been waiting to ascend to that throne. Now he is over the tribe of Yehuda, so his mettle is being tested here and proven. I should say, not tested, but proven. Continue in verse 11. At the time of David was king in Hebron over the house of Yehuda was 7 years and 6 months. Wow. That's even longer than I thought it was. Because I've read this before, but I can't remember all these details such as this. But 7 years and 7.5 years. So since the time that he was made king, or he was anointed to be king, now he's been king of Yehuda for 7 years and 6 months. So he doesn't even have the whole nation yet. But let's continue. Civil war. So we see what's coming. Verse 12. And Abner, son of Ner, the servant of Ishbosheth, the son of Shaul, went out from
Mahanaim.
Mahanaim. Man, I mess it up every time. Mahanaim. 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 Okay, I'll try to get it right next time. Of Gibeon. And Yobab, the son of Zerah, the servant of David, went out to meet together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down. the one on one side of the pool and the other on the other side of the pool. Now, here's the crazy thing. They are behaving like they are enemies at this point in time. And it's crazy because this is all Israel. This is not some other nation. This is the nation of Israel. These are Jacob's children. We're all Jacob's children. And we're acting like we are foreign one to another at this point in time. Yeah, which is crazy. Continue in verse 14. And Abner said to Joab, let your young men now arise and play before us. And Joab said, let them arise. Like, yeah, that's cool. Now, what is this word? Hold on. I just had a thought. What do you mean play? Let's see what this word is. Shakal? Okay. Laugh, play, mock, play. Okay. To jest. To make sport. Okay. All right. So, I'm pretty sure that the way that this was set up, that this is not going to be them, kicking the ball back and forth. That's not.
Well, it could start like that. It could start off jesting and playing around, but right. You know where it's going to lead.
Oh, it's going to head. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Verse 15. Then they arose and went over by the number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Abosheth, the son of Shaul, the 12 of his servants of Dawid, and 12 of the servants of Dawid. So now the people gathering, verse 16, and they caught every one his fellow by the head and thrust his sword in his fellow's side, and they fell down together. Wherefore their place was called Hel Kath Ha Zerzurum, which is in Gibeon. So they were supposed to be playing and having a little game here, and in fact, what it ended up being was just something to take your mind off of what was, and dang, they just killed them, like just thrust their sword straight through them, like, oh wow. Verse 17, and there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of Dawid, and there were 3 sons of Zerah there, Joab and Abishai and Asheli and
Asahel, which it's funny that we see that word there in the Hebrew. Well, it's not funny. It's not coincidence either, because there's a region in northwest of Kebulon. That's what the region is called, Sahel region. Wow. And here it's called, or here we're reading the word Asahel, but it's very, very similar word. That's funny.
Wow, that is something.
And we know that Sahel. Oh, Salaka, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know we probably looked at this before, but let's see what his name means. I know we're not gonna look at all the names, but we've looked at these names on the first time we went around this. But since you brought out that they, that a land is named after that, that means El Made. Yeah.
And the Sahel region of Kebulon was the region where you had the Ghana, Malian, and Songye empires, all Israelite kingdoms.
Wow. Wow. We was talking about that last night. Matter of fact, the Israelite kingdoms before we came into this particular slave trade. Wow. Okay. We finish this out. And Asael was as light of foot as a wild roe. So that means he can run like a deer. Verse 19. And Asael pursued after Abner, and in going, he turned not to the right hand or to the left from following Abner. So Abner could not get away. He was right there at him. And Abner looked behind him and said, "Who are you, Asael? Are you Asael?" And he answered, "I am." Now this whole time they running. they talking and running, which is ironic. Verse 21. And Abner said to him, "Turn you aside to the right hand or to the left, and lay your hold on one of the young men, and take you his armor." But Asael would not turn aside from following him. So he's like, "Nope, I'm after you, buddy." And Abner said again to Asael, "Turn aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite you to the ground?" Like, man, I don't want to have to do nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
How then should I hold my face to Abner, your brother, to Joab, your brother? Look, I don't want no problems with your brother, man. Just leave me alone and let me do this thing. Verse 23. Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner, with the hinder part of his spear, smote him under his left rib. With the hinder part, the hinder end. What is the hinder end of the spear?
The hinder, it's like the hind. So it's like it wasn't even the sharp part.
Yeah. Well, it says, so in the scriptures it says, but he refused to turn aside, and Abner struck him with the blunt end of the spear in the stomach, so that the spear came out of his back, and he fell down there and died on the spot. And came to be as many as came to the place where they got it looking different. Ashiel fell and died and stood still. So they called it the bloody end on the scriptures part of it. I was under the impression that it was like the handle. So the handle is usually wood. But consider that they running, and so he, shoved the spear, and he probably ran right into it. And he wasn't standing still. Don't get me wrong, Abner wasn't standing still, but I can see how that can go bad, and that's exactly what happened. And now he got to deal with his brother because that's what he didn't want to happen. He didn't want to have to deal with Joab. Verse 24. Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner, and the sun went down where they came to the hill of Ammah that lies before Gath by the way of the wilderness in Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner and became one troop and stood on the top of a hill. And Abner called to Joab and said, Shall the sword devour forever? Know you not that it will be the bitterness in the latter end? And how shall it be then? You bid the people return from following between brethren. for following their brother. So now he's trying to make it into a, trying to be diplomatic. Now this is after you didn't kill his brother. So if you know anything about Joab, Joab is Joab is a next level type of cat. Yeah, he would go on to become captain of David's host, and he had a lot of he didn't play. He didn't play. Let's continue. Verse 27. And Joab said, "As the Most High liveth, unless you have spoken, surely then in the morning of the people have gone up every one from following his brother." So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still and pursued after Israel no more, neither fought they anymore. So now they're going to be cool. Verse 29. And Abner and the men walked all the night through the plains and passed over Jordan and went through all Bethron.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to, there we go.
Mahanaim.
Look, I was trying to remember Mahanaim. Okay, I got you. Mahanaim. And Joab returned from following Abner. And when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked David's servants 19 men and Abishai. So he didn't even know. Oh man, he don't even know. All right, continuing. But the servant of David was smitten. But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died. So 360 men. They killed 360. They were minus 19, and they killed 360. Oh my goodness. That's almost 400 dead Israelites at the hands of Israelites. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Continuing. And they took up Asher and buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all night and came to Hebron at daybreak. So I can tell you, Joab is not cool with that. His brother's dead, and he's not going to be okay. The house of David strengthened. Verse 1. This is Beit Shemu'ėl, or Shemu'el, 2 Shemu'el, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now there was long war between the house of Shemu'ėl and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Shaul waxed. Oh, did I say Shemu'ėl? My bad. I think I did. Let me read that again. Verse 1. Now there was long war between the house of Shaul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Shaul waxed weaker and weaker. And unto David were sons born in Hebron. The first was Al-Oin, Amnon, and
Ahinoam,
and the Jezreelites. I can't never get her name. I mean, she is like, I can never get her name right. Verse 3. And the second was
Caleb
of Abigail, the wife of, they quit saying that. This is not his wife anymore. The Carmelite. And the third was Absalom, the son of Maacah, a daughter of Tilmaiah, king of Gershah. And the fourth was Adoniah, the son of uh, Haggith. The fifth, uh,
Shephatiah. Shephatiah.
Shephatiah, the son of Abitha. Abitha. The sixth, my goodness, they're going through all his sons. The sixth, Ithrim, by Eglon, Dawid's wife, and there was born to Dawid in Hebron. These were born to Dawid in Hebron. Abner joins Dawid, verse 6. And it came to pass while there was war between the house of Shaul and the house of Dawid, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Shaul. And Shaul had a concubine whose name was Resphah, a daughter of Ai. And Ishbosheth said to Abner, "Wherefore have you gone unto the house of my father's concubine?" Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, "Am I a dog's head, which again Judah do speak kindness this day unto the house of Shaul his father, and his brethren, and his friends, and have not delivered you into the hand of Dawid, that you charge me today with fault concerning this woman?" Like, man, who do you think you're talking to? You wouldn't have nothing if if it wasn't for my sword work. And you out here gonna be ready with me? You know who I am? You know what I've done for you? Verse 9. So do the Most High to Abner, the more also expected, as Yahweh have shown to Dawid, even so I do to him. To translate, the kingdom of the house of Shaul, and to set up the throne of Dawid over Israel and over Yehuda, from Dan even to Beersheba. So this whole thing is in disarray. I did not expect it to be this long of a conflict. I figured that Dawid is king of Yehuda, and everybody else pretty much gonna just fall in line. But no, it's ironic to follow Shaul's son, where Shaul was killed in battle. Like, you got an alternative. You got Dawid. He's winning, and he's living. Like, what? This is ironic. But continuing here, and they could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. So yeah, because he crossed his he should have kept that comment to himself. Like, why would you say that to your captain of all people? And Abner sent messengers to Dawid on his behalf, saying, "Who is the land?" Saying also, "Make you a league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with you, and I shall bring all of Israel unto you." So Abner is like, "Man, look, forget this cat, man. I'm out of here." And he said, "Well, I will make a league with you, but one thing I require of you, that is, you shall not see my face, except you bring Milcah, Shaul's daughter. Will you come and to see my face?" So now he wanted that woman back.
God.
He wanted that woman, boy. He was thinking about how many wives he got. And he thinking about her? Like,
Right.
oh boy, he wanted that woman back. He had, now they talked about how beautiful old boy's wife was.
Abigail.
Yeah, Abigail was so beautiful. And he had her. I thought he'd be, shoot, he's thinking about the one that got away.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. And Dawid sends messages to Ishban-sheth, Shaul's son, saying, deliver me my wife Milcah, which I espouse to me, for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from uh, Pathiel, the son of Laish. And her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Batharum. Oh, I'm saying that wrong. Ba Haram. Haram.
Who remember that U makes that ooh
Okay.
Urim. Mm-hmm.
Bathurim. Okay. Bathurim. Tolaraki. Then
Yeah.
said Abner unto him, go, return. And he returned. Now, this woman must have been quite special because, like I said, Dawid got, a few wives and had a few sons, and yet first opportunity, give me that woman back that Shaul took. And then when they go and take her, her husband come running out. No, no. She must have been so special, boy, for real.
Right. God.
Verse 17. And Abner had communication with the elders of Israel, saying, "You sought for Dawid in times past to be king over you. Now, then do it, for Yahweh have spoken of Dawid, saying, by the hand of my servant Dawid, I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines and out of the hand of their enemies." And Abner also spoke in the ear of Benjamin, and Abner went also to speak in the ear of Dawid in Hebron all that seemeth good to Israel, and that seemeth good to the whole house of Benjamin. So Abner came to Dawid in Hebron, and 20 men with him. And Dawid made Abner and all the men that were with him a feast. And Abner said unto Dawid, I will arise and go, and will gather all of Israel unto my master, the king, that they might make a league with you, and that you may reign over all that your heart desire. And Dawid sent Abner away, and he went in shalom. And behold, the servants of Dawid and Joab came from pursuing a troop, and brought a great spoil with them. But Abner was not with Dawid in Hebron, for he had sent him away, and he was gone in shalom. And Joab and all the hosts that were with him came and told Joab, Slakia. And Joab and all the hosts that were with him came. And they told Joab, saying, Abner the son of Ner came to the king, and he has sent him away, and he is gone in shalom. And Joab came to the king and said, what have you done? Behold, Abner came unto you. Why is it that he have not sent him away, and he is quite gone? Like, how you gonna send him up out of here, man? You know I'm looking for that cat. You know what he did to my brother. Verse 25. And you know Abner, the son of Ner, that he have deceived you, and to know that you will go out to your coming in, and to know all that you do. Like, you done gave him all the information, And you putting us in harm's way. You think this cat gonna just be cool and do it? Nah, he playing you, dude. And that we like, no, it's good. He it's cool. It's gonna be good. You watch, it's gonna work out. Verse 26, Joab murders Abner. And when Joab was come out from Dawid, he sent messengers after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Shirah. And Dawid knew it not. So Dawid had nothing to do with this thing. Verse 27. And Abner was returned to Hebron. Joab took him aside the gate to speak with him quietly. And he smote him under the fifth rib, that he died for the blood of Azarel, his brother. So Joab was not going to let Abner draw breath after he killed his brother. It wasn't going to happen. Joab is not that type of dude. Joab is a vengeful, hard type of cat. He's not one to be trifled with. Verse 28. And after when Dawid heard it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before Yahweh forever for the blood of Abner, son of Ner. Like, look, I didn't have nothing to do with that. This is all Joab. Not me. I didn't. Nope. I'm not taking on that blood. All the other blood, that was me, but not this blood. That wasn't me. Let it rest on the head of Joab and all his father's house, and let there not fall from the house of Joab one that have an issue, nor that is a leper, or that leaneth on a staff, or that falleth on a sword, or that lacketh bread. So Joab and Abishai his brother slew Abner because he had slain his brother Ashiel at Gibeon in the battle. So yeah, that was what you call get back. And yeah, that's off. That's off. But that's the type of cat Abner was. Not Abner, but Joab was. So Dawid mourns Abner. So not only is Abner dead, but Dawid is actually lamenting over Abner because he had made a pact with him, like, you're gonna be down with me. And instead, his nephew used this for opportunity to to get back at him. So verse 31. And Dawid said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, rent your clothes and gird you with sackcloth and mourn before Abner. And King Dawid himself followed the buyer. The buyer. And they buried Abner in Hebron, and the king lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner, and all the people wept. And the king lamented over Abner and said, died Abner as a fool dieth. Yeah, because the reason he said that is because Abner came to him and trusted him and thought that he was going to be cool with him, and that put down his guard, and that gave Joab an opportunity to take him out. And so Abner died as a fool died. That wasn't his intention. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. Verse 34. Your hand will not be bound, and your feet put into feathers, as a man falleth before wicked men, so fell you. And all the people wept again over him. So Dawid is taking this like especially hard because, again, this was not his intention. He did not want Joab to do this thing. In fact, Joab did it behind his back, but he's the king, so he's responsible. But it was not his intention. Verse 35. And while all the people came and caused Dawid to eat meat while it was yet day, Dawid swore, saying, so do the Most High to me, and more also, if I taste bread or aught else till the sun be down. Like, man, I ain't eat nothing today. That ain't happening. Nothing by the daytime. Sun about to go down for me before that. I ain't doing that. I can't believe Abner did, man. Dang. Verse 36. And all the people took notice of it, and it pleased them, as whatsoever the king did pleased all the people. For all the people and all of Israel understood that day that it was not the king, it was not of the king to slay Abner, the son of Ner. And the king said unto his servants, know you not that there are princes, that there is a prince and a great man fallen this day in Israel? And I am this day weak though anointed king, and these men, the sons of Zerah, to be hard for me. Yahweh shall repair the doer, Yahweh shall reward the doer of evil according to his wickedness. So he just cursed Joab. Yeah, he did not appreciate that, for real. Imagine that. You have to put yourself in that position. That's like, I'm not gonna go there. You know, that's like you have somebody who you call your enemy, and you reconcile with them, and say, nah, we cool, we good, and all of a sudden, your right hand person, your right hand man or right hand person, come up behind them and stab them, and they die. And you like, what you do that for? It was cool. What's going on? Yeah, that's the position that Dawid was in. Besides, this is Israel. This is the set apart people unto the Most High. This is the same brother who would not touch the king because he was anointed to be king of Israel. So, yeah, continuing here, verse 4, chapter 4, Slaki. Beit Shemu'ėl, chapter 4. Ishbosheth murdered. Verse 1. And when Shaul's son heard that Abner was dead in Hebron, his hands were feeble, and all of the Israelites were troubled. So now they're scared because Abner was the top guy. He was the captain of the host. So yeah, he was the baddest of the warriors, and
war tested. You know.
Yeah. So for him to fall is like, oh shoot, what that mean for the rest of us? The baddest man over there and went down. I mean, the rest of us, we surely dead men. Verse 2. And Shaul's son had 2 men that were captains of bands, and the name of one was Banana, and the name of the other was Rechab, the son of Ra'amon, a Berothite. The son of Benjamin, or of the children of Benjamin, for the Beerothites also were reckoned to Benjamin. So, yeah. So that's probably a city. The Beeroth. Yeah, it's probably a city. Beeroth, yeah. And Benjamin. So Continue in verse 3. And the Beerothites fled to Gatham and were sojourners there until this day. What? So y'all know what that means. That means that Benjamin was in Gatham. And the sojourners back then, and who knows, they don't tell them where they at now. That's something else. Verse 4. And Jonathan's son, and Jonathan's Shaul's son, had a son that was lame in his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came to of Shaul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass, as she had made haste to flee, that she fell and became lame. That he fell and became lame. And his name was Mephibosheth. Okay, all praises. Trying to sound it out. Verse 5. And the son of Ramon of the Bereshitite, Rehab, the Bananite, or the Banai, these names destroying my mental. Ban Naam, Banana. I'll be right there at it and try to get it, but it'd be messing with me. Went and came about the heat of the day to the house of Ishbosheth, who laid on his bed at noon. Now you were supposed to be at war with Dawid, and you at home at noontime laying on your bed. Come on, man. Come on, man. What kind of leader is that? Salaki, I'm not trying to. I mean, that's just strange. You know, I would imagine me at noontime. I'm laying down, relaxing. I'm supposed to be in a battle with anybody. Come on, my best man just went down, and I'm gonna be at home laying on the bed. Like, come on, man. Verse 6. And they came there unto the midst of the house, as they have fetched wheat, and they smote him under the fifth rib, and Ra'akab and Ba'anah, his brother, escaped. And when they came unto the house, they laid on his bed in the bedchamber, and they smote him and slew him and beheaded him and took his head and got them away through the plains of the night. Good grief. Well, they made it. Dang. When you take somebody's head and you take it with you when you leave, oh my goodness. That's some that's some bad blood. That's some real. Verse 8. And they brought the head of Ishbosheth unto Dawid in Hebron, and said to the king, Behold, the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Shaul, your enemy, which sought your life. And Yahweh have avenged my master the king this day of Shaul and his seed. And Dawid answered Rechab and Bananah, his brother, the sons of Ramon and the Beerothite, and said unto them, As Yahweh liveth, who have redeemed my soul out of all adversity, which one told me, saying, Behold, Shaul is dead, things that have brought good tidings, and told him I told him I didn't say that right. I I told holds of him and slew him in Ziklag, who brought that I would have given him a reward for this tiny. How much more then wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house upon his bed? Shall I not therefore require his blood of your hand and take away and take you away from the earth? And Dawid commanded his young men to slew them and cut off their heads, their hands and feet, and hang them up over the pool of Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in the sepulchre of Abner in Hebron. So, you know, all these people around Dawid, they thinking they just doing, war moves, but you're fighting against Israel. You're fighting against your own people. You don't. That's to a heathen. You don't do your own people like that. Like that's crazy. Then you gonna take his head to Dawid? What was you thinking? I didn't think that was gonna turn out well for them, but whew, this is heavy. I didn't realize they took his head. I don't remember us reading that. I mean, I'm sure we did, but we read it, but I don't recall that from that time. Man, he was on his bed. They hit him through the fifth rib. And then took his head, and then brought his head to Dawid. Dawid probably like, what the hell is this?
Okay.
Yeah, I shall mind. This is an Israelite head. What are you doing? So, all praises. Let's continue. Aki, you got it from here?
Indeed.
All
right. This is the book of 2nd Shemu'ėl, or Shemu'ėl Bête. Dawid, king over all Yasharal. Verse 1. Then came all the tribes of Yasharal to Dawid and to Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are your bone and your flesh. Also, in time past, when Shaul was king over us, you was he that led us out and brought in Yasharal. And Yahweh said to you, you shall feed my people Yasharal, and you shall be a captain over Yasharal. So all the Zakim of Yasharal came to the king to Hebron, and King Dawid made a league with them in Hebron before Yahweh, and they anointed Dawid king over Yasharal. So finally, we haven't seen a unified Yasharal since the days of Moshe and the days of Yahshua ben Nun. We had a period of judges. We were still a loose confederation of people. When we had Shaul as king, we weren't a united kingdom. All the tribes weren't together. But now in this day and time, we're seeing the formation of the king. All right. All right. Verse 4. Dawid was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron, he reigned over Yahweh 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem, he reigned 33 years over all Yasharal and Yahweh. Verse 6. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto Dawid, saying, Except you take away the blind and the lame, you shall not come in hither, thinking Dawid cannot come in hither. Nevertheless, Dawid took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of Dawid. And Dawid said on that day, Whosoever getteth up to the gutter and smiteth the Jebusites and the lame and the blind that are hated of Dawid's soul, he shall be chief and captain. Wherefore they said, the blind and the lame shall not come into the house. So Dawid dwelt in the fort and called it the city of Dawid. And Dawid built round about from Milo and inward. And Dawid went on and grew great. And Yahweh Zabaoth was with him. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to Dawid, and cedar trees, and carpenters, and masons, and they built Dawid a house. And Dawid perceived that Yahweh had established him king over Yasharal, and that he had exalted his kingdom for his people Yasharal's sake. And Dawid took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to Dawid. And these be the names of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shemu'ėl, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Solomon, Ibhar, also Elishua, and Nepheg, and Yaphia, and Elishama, and Elada, and Eliphat, Slakia, Eliphalet. War with the Philistines, back to, the purpose.
Back to business.
Right. Verse 17. But when the Philistines heard that they had anointed Dawid king over Yasharal, all the Philistines came up to seek Dawid, and Dawid heard of it and went down to the hold. The Philistines also came and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And Dawid inquired of Yahweh, saying, shall I go up to the Philistines? Will you deliver them into my hand? And Yahweh said unto Dawid, go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philistines into your hand. And Dawid came to the evil Perazim, and Dawid smote them there, and said, Yahweh hath broken forth upon my enemies from before me. It's like before me, as the breach of the waters. Therefore he called the name of that place Evil Perazim. And there they left their images, and Dawid and his men burned them. And the Philistines came up yet again and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when Dawid inquired of Yahweh, he said, therefore shall Slakia. And he said, you shall not go up, but fetch and compass behind them, and come up them over against the mulberry trees. And let so the Most High is a grand architect. He's also a master of war. And here we have him giving our king directions on how to take part in the war, right?
Remember, this is Yahweh Zabaoth who was with him.
God. Indeed. Good point. Verse 24. And let it be, when you hear the sound of going in the tops of the mulberry trees, that then you shall bestir yourself. For then shall Yahweh go out before you to smite the host of the Philistines. And Dawid did so, as Yahweh had commanded him, and smote the Philistines from Gibeah until you come to Gezer. All right, this is the second book of Shemu'ėl Bête, chapter 6. Peril in moving the ark, verse 1. Again, Dawid gathered together all the chosen men of Yasharal, 30,000. And Dawid arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Jehoiada to bring up from thence the ark of the Most High, whose name is called by the name of Yahweh Zabaoth, that dwelleth between the cherubims. And they set the ark of the Most High upon a new cart, and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new cart. And they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of the Most High. And Ahio went before the ark. And Dawid and all the house of Yasharal played before Yahweh on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps, and on psalteries, and on timbrels, and on cornets, and on cymbals. And when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of the Most High, and took hold of it, for the oxen shook. You know, so it sounds like he was trying to stabilize the ark that was shaking. Right? Verse 7. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Uzziah, and the Most High smote him there for his error. And there he died by the ark of the Most High. You know, it was error for him to touch it. You know, there had been directions given in the Torah of how you move this and who can even touch this, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to stick the staves in there, but it probably was about to fall, I would venture to say. However, and we had talked about this before, this particular segment here, and I believe that this brother here was a sacrifice because if he would not have stabilized the ark, and if it would have fallen and hit the ground, I think the whole thing would have been bad. I think it would have been worse for it to hit the ground than for him to just stabilize it and then lose his life. Because what would have happened? You know, we could speculate, but we couldn't know for sure what would have happened if it had hit the ground. I don't think it would have been good.
Kind of, you know, that's very possible. You know,
I don't think it would have been good at all, honestly. And everybody probably would have got it if that would have been the case. He probably killed everybody in the vicinity. Because imagine him killing this gentleman for stabilizing it. It hits the ground. Now everybody did. I mean, yeah.
All right, verse 8. And Dawid was displeased because Yahweh had made a breach upon Uzziah, and he called the name of the place Perez Uzziah to this day. And Dawid was afraid of Yahweh that day and said, how shall the ark of Yahweh come to me? So Dawid would not remove the ark of Yahweh unto him into the city of Dawid, but Dawid carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite.
Take the Obed house. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, kind of. Indeed.
Put that around that thing. I don't want
it. All right, continue with verse 11. And the ark of Yahweh continued in the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite, 3 months. And Yahweh baruched Obed-Edom and all his household. The ark is brought to Jerusalem, verse 12. And it was told King Dawid, saying, Yahweh hath baruched the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him, because of the ark of the Most High. So Dawid went and brought up the ark of the Most High from the house of Obed-Edom into the city of Dawid with gladness.
Right.
And it was so. God.
Now look. You think Dawid would have moved so quick to get this over here and bring it to the city, to his city, if the Barakai was not following this ark? Because the reason he didn't want it is because Uzziah died because he touched it. So that's not a blessing, that's a curse. So take this over there and live to be over there. Now he found out he's baraked over there. Oh wait, we'll bring it on over here then. Now we can deal with it. So yeah, it makes sense. I probably would have took the same path that Dawid did in that situation.
God. Verse 13. And it was so that when they that bear the ark of Yahweh had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings. And Dawid danced before Yahweh with all his might. And Dawid was girded with the linen ephod. So Dawid and all the house of Yasharal brought up the ark of Yahweh with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of Yahweh came into the city of Dawid, Michal, Shaul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King Dawid leaping and dancing before Yahweh, and she despised him in her heart. And they brought in the ark of Yahweh and set it in its place, and in the midst of the tabernacle that Dawid had pitched for it. And Dawid offered burnt offerings and shalom offerings before Yahweh. And as soon as Dawid had made an end of offering burnt offerings and shalom offerings, he baruched the people in the name of Yahweh Zabaoth. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Yasharal, as well to the women as men, to every one a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh and a flagon of wine. So all the people departed, every one to his house. So you know, remembering that just the previous chapter, you know, they were coming to Dawid to, you know, make him king over, not over just Yahweh, but all Yasharal. So this is a diplomatic act that Dawid is doing by ensuring that everybody that's there gets some, not just Yahweh, but all of Yasharal, right?
Yeah.
All right, verse 20. Then Dawid returned to Baruch his household, and Michal, the daughter of Shaul, came out to meet Dawid and said, "How glorious was the king of Yasharal today, who uncovered himself the day in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovering himself." So, you know, she's not happy because I can just see, you know, the people celebrating in a good mood, giving Dawid esteem, and this bothers her, right? Verse 21. And Dawid said unto Michal, "It was before Yahweh which chose me before your father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people of Yahweh, over Yasharal. Therefore will I play before Yahweh, and I will be yet more vile than us, and will be base in my own sight, and of the maidservants which you have spoken of them shall I have had honor." Salakia, of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Shaul, had no child unto the day of her death. You know, sometimes some things are just best left unsaid. You know, if you know what I mean?
Right.
But because of the hardness of her heart and despising her husband, you know, she ends up being childless.
Yeah. Talking about he exposed himself to the handmaids. All the handmaids saw all your stuff. Like, man, I was dancing for Yahweh. I wasn't trying to show nobody my business, but since you're so concerned about that, let you deal with it. And yeah, that was her reward. Yeah, so she should have just kept a big mouth shut.
Okay. All right. Closing out. This is the second book of Shemu'ėl, or Shemu'ėl Bête, chapter 7. Dawid plans to build a temple. Verse 1. And it came to pass, when the king sat in his house, and Yahweh had given him rest round about from all his enemies, that the king said unto Nathan the prophet, "See now, I dwell in a house of cedar, but the ark of the Most High dwelleth with curtains." You know, remembering that during the days of Shemu'ėl and Shaul, you know, the Ark of the Covenant was at Ramoth, right? In a tent, in a tabernacle, right?
Yeah.
Verse 3. And Nathan said to the king, "Go, do all that is in thine heart, for Yahweh is with you." And it came to pass that night that the word of Yahweh came unto Nathan, saying, "Go and tell my servant Dawid, thus saith Yahweh, shall you build me a house for me to dwell in? Whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Yasharal out of Mizraim, even to this day, but have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle, in all the places wherein I have walked with all the children of Yasharal, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Yasharal, whom I commanded to feed my people Yasharal, saying, why build you not me a house of cedar?"
Like, I ain't never said that. I ain't never been a conversation I've had. But yet you got it in your heart to do this thing. Like, man, what kind of man are you?
Indeed. All right, continuing. The Most High's covenant with Dawid, verse 8. Now, therefore, so shall you say unto my servant Dawid, Thus saith Yahweh Sabaoth, I took you from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Yasharal. And I was with you whithersoever you wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of your sight, and have made you a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the Eretz. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Yasharal, and I will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more, neither shall the children of the wickedness afflict them any more, as before time, and as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Yasharal, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies. Also, Yahweh telleth you that he will make you a house. And when your days be fulfilled, and you shall sleep with your fathers, I will set up your seed after you, which shall proceed out of your bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever, and will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Shaul, whom I put away before you. And your house and your kingdom shall be established forever before you. Your throne shall be established forever. According to all these words, and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto Dawid. You know, so this is what happens, man. When we consider the Most High, when we think about the Most High, when we try to be pleasing in the Most High's sight,
right.
You know, this is the type of rewards that our Abba grants.
Right.
All right. Continuing, Dawid's prayer, verse 18. Then went King Dawid in and sat before Yahweh, and he said, Who am I, O Yahweh power, and what is my house that you have brought me hitherto? And this was yet a small thing in your sight, O Yahweh Most High. But you have spoken also of your servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the manner of man, O Yahweh the Most High? Or Yahweh, what is that? S-O.
Let's look at that again, because it's been a while since we looked at it up. So that is Adonai and this is Yahweh.
Okay, Khan. All right, the what?
No, that's what.
O Adonai Yahweh, and what can Dawid say more unto you? For you, Adonai Yahweh, know your servant. For your word's sake, and according to your own heart, have you done all these great things to make your servant know them. Wherefore you are great, O Yahweh, O Adonai Yahweh, for there is none like you, neither is there any power beside you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what one nation in the Eretz is like your people, even like Yasharal, whom the Most High went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for your land before your people, which you did redeem to you from Mizraim, from the nations and their deities. For you have confirmed to yourself, your people, Yasharal, to be a people unto you forever. And you, Yahweh, are become their power. And now, O Adonai Yahweh, the word that you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as you have said. And let your name be magnified forever, saying, Yahweh Sabaoth is the power over Yasharal, and let the house of your servant Dawid be established before you. Man, all praises to the Most High, because you know he could have been puffed up, you know, and said, you know, let my name be magnified forever. But nah, it's not his heart. You know, Dawid understood that he wasn't the main character. The main character is the Most High.
Indeed, Akeem, indeed, and that says so much when it comes to understanding this life and how we operate. We're not the main character. You hear these people talking on social media, I got main character is energy. No, you don't. You got foolish energy is what you got.
Yeah. God. Verse 27. For you, O Yahweh Zabaoth, power of Yasharal, has revealed to your servant, saying, I will build you a house. Therefore have your servant found in his heart to pray this prayer to you. And now, O Adonai Yahweh, you are that power, and your words be true. And you have promised this goodness unto your servant. Therefore, now let it please you to Baruch the house of your servant, that it may continue forever before you. For you, O Adonai Yahweh, have spoken it, and with your Baraking, let the house of your servant be Baruch forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let the house of Yahweh be blessed forever. If the Most High make me a part of his house and his house be blessed forever, then let his house be blessed forever. All praises to the Most High. You know, Second Shemu'ėl, sorry, I hate the wrong thing. Second Shemu'ėl had a lot of insight to get started. I mean, it started fast and heavy. First of all, Shaul was dead from the last book, and Dawid is learning of it. A lot has transpired in these 7 chapters, and all that has transpired has put Dawid now in a place where he has rest from war, and he's able to deal with the Most High as he needs to. And praises to the Abba, the inkling, the thing that's in his belly that's burning, is to build Yahweh a home, a house. I want to make you a house so that your what is it called? The thing with the Ark of the Covenant. So the Ark of the Covenant does not have to dwell in tents or in a tabernacle, but can live in a house. And that's the Most High's place. That's his place. That's where he abides. And Dawid wanted to provide him a home. And imagine I can't even put this into words. It's not going to work. But imagine you being at your highest place, at the height of your career. Dawid's career as a king, but this is the height of your career. And you're making the most money you've ever made. You've got the best shift. You've got people under you answering to you, keeping things in order for you. And your first act in this position is to build the Most High power, a place for his ark where he can dwell. As the first thing that comes to your mind, this is what I need to do. That's what happened to Dawid. That's what Dawid did. And it caught the Most High by such a surprise, he had to go straight to the prophet Nathan and say, Dawid want to build me a house? Have I ever said I needed a house? I thought he was going to be mad about it. He wasn't mad. He was completely I don't even know the term, where he was just caught off guard. Like, I did not expect him to want to build me a house. Of all the things that need to happen, he wants to build me a house. And I appreciate that. So that's the Most High talking. So imagine you in your position. You get that job that you've been wanting, and you're getting paid the money that you wanted. They're valuing you as a person. And your first act is not to go buy you a new Cadillac. You don't get the new Escalade that just came out. You began construction on a house that is for the Most High. I'm going to build this house, and this house is going to be for Yahweh Zavaot, the Yahweh of hosts. He's going to be in this house. And imagine how the Most High feels at that moment when he understands your heart, that you want to build him a house. That's what we just read here. And the Most High, or I shouldn't say the Most High, but his representative, who he has here, he is taken back by this amazing act that Dawid shows. I've never uttered these words. I've never said to a prophet, not one, I need the king of Israel, I need anybody in Israel to build me a house. I've been content with living in tents and tabernacles. I've been fine with that. I've never complained about it. And Dawid said, I got a house made of wood, and the Ark of the Covenant abides in tents and curtains. I want the Most High to have a place to have his Ark, and a place to be nice. So, you know, if you want a blueprint on how to please the Most High, here it is. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Seek him in all that you do. Say to him before you make a move, shall I make this move? Shall I do what I'm about to do? Shall I go unto this new company and begin employment? Shall I move to this new state and begin courting this new woman? Shall I be the woman that the Most High, that you have called me to be, and give counsel to this man, or be minister to this man, servant to this man? Should I be his wife? Should I be his servant? But see, we won't do that. Instead, we'll say, "Oh, the Most High work it out," and we'll just do it and hope that everything turns out all right. So it's a lot to learn from these scripts. It's a lot to learn from this. And it's not just as simple as, we're going to read the words and say we read it and feel good about it. But we need to take something from it. We need to understand what it is that we're dealing with in these situations and coming off of these pages. So I pray that we gather more than just, page after page, script after script that we're reading here. Praise be to the Most High. Go ahead, Akeem.
Khan, just to love hearing about the history and reading about the history of foundation of the Most High's inheritance. His people, Yasharal, and how he was walking with Dawid, and how Dawid could ask him questions and him answer Dawid. It's a relationship that we should all desire to have. And so much that we could really break down in each one of these chapters about trusting the Most High, and the Most High indeed had pretty much was showing Dawid that he could trust him. The Most High wants us to feel like we can trust him. We put all our trust in him as well. So And all praises to the Most High that these stories were written down for our learning.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All praises. Yes, indeed. All right. We're going to go ahead and close it on out. And now y'all know we do this for a specific purpose and a specific reason. Romans chapter 10 and verse 1, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Ha'abba for Israel is that they might be saved. We want to see our people saved. We want to see our people set free. We want to see our people redeemed from these captivities where we have been scattered to the four quarters of the earth. We want to see our people go back into our land, and we want to see our people return to prominence. That is the expectation that has been set by the Most High himself. Now, how are we going to do it? First of all, we're going to keep the faith in Hamashiach, in the Messiah, that he's going to return to the earth at the time that the Most High have appointed, and he will gather us, his people, and bring us into our land, and we will dwell safely and without problem. How are we going to get to that point? Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hit a conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important to understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. At the end of the day, when it is all said and done, all the dust is settled and all the smoke is cleared, we will be judged on whether we have feared the Most High and kept his commandments. Why? Because this is the whole duty of man. I am Ya'akazaki Yahu, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'ashem HaMashiach, wa Malak Yahweh Shai, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom, Wa Baruchim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day when the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation under the Most High Power, under one covenant, back in our own land with a heart of flesh and no more a heart of stone, with our enemies, our adversaries, and all those who hate us under our feet. Until that day come, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom, Mr. Pekah.
All praises to the Most High. Praise you, Abba Yah. Kwam Yasha Allah.
Kwam Yasha Allah.
Barak Hashem Yahweh.